Hello, Robert Miller. I'm the field representative volunteer out here in Denver, Colorado. My son graduated from the United States Merchant Marine Academy in 2015. So I'm going to concentrate, you've got some great information tonight. I'm going to concentrate on what are the differences here and just kind of leave you with the major differences that the United States Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point offers. So it is on an island, Long Island, and from the waterfront here, you can actually look down and see downtown New York. It's about from the rail system a few blocks away, it's about a 20-minute ride to downtown Manhattan. The enrollment's approximately 1,000 men and women. That means they take about 250 a year. So it's a very small campus, very small group of people with a lot of attention to each student in that aspect. Again, like the other parts, it's the tuition is paid for. You've already got that. The big difference at the bottom here is the 4 years of hands-on learning, and that includes a year at sea. Now, what the year at sea means, that the second year, the students actually get assigned to ships. They get homeworks, a lot of homework, and it's an apprenticeship program to where they learn for their major. They learn every job on that ship, and then they do the homework. And then when they come back, they turn all the homework in. One of them is 3 months, another one is 9 months. But basically, it's a year at sea. And at that year at sea, they will visit an average of 12 to 18 countries. And these are not the tourist areas. These are the maritime industries, docks and locations. Next slide, please. The merchant marine consists of privately owned U.S. registered merchant ships. So everything that you're used to buying, building with, purchasing, wearing, has probably been on a ship at one time, both ocean ships and local ships, Mississippi, that type of thing. It's a very efficient way to move transportation, to move products by transportation. It also provides waterborne transportation for the passengers and the cargo. So this includes the ports, and of course, Homeland Security is a very integral part of the job. In times of war, national emergency, the merchant marine serves as a fourth arm of defense. Next slide, please. Now, the United States Merchant Marine Academy only provides a Bachelor of Science degree. It does provide a commission in the armed forces like the others. Another big difference is it provides a license. Now, this license is a requirement. It's a Coast Guard license. It's about a week long to take. And this provides people in the deck unlimited tonnage anywhere in the world. So they can actually navigate and operate the ship. Or for the engineers, it's unlimited horsepower, any kind of power from steam to nuclear. Now, these are very coveted certificates or certifications for engineers. And this is a requirement for graduation. Of course, the experience of a lifetime, the sea year, counts as 1 year of actual experience. So it's apprenticeship experience, and it's actually documented so that as the jobs or assignments come up later, the references are there for 1 year of experience. What is the obligation? Well, one is to work in the maritime industry for 5 years, and maintain the Coast Guard license for 6 years. So there are licenses involved in this. And to serve in the Navy Reserve for 8 years. But there's another option. About 40% of the graduates will choose to go active duty. And which of the armed services? Any of them. So everyone you've heard tonight, you're going to hear the Coast Guard later. Any one of them would be happy to take a commissioned officer with these certifications and experience from the United States Merchant Marine Academy. What this means is that people who want to become a pilot can wait until they're about their senior year to decide which service they want to commission in, and they can be chosen by any of the services that have pilots. And then we could take that for any job in any of the other services. So this is one of the big differences on this page. One is that they get a merchant marine license. Number two, they can choose to commission in any of the services, and they don't have to decide until they've taken that sea year and had the different experiences. Next slide, please. So in the programs, we don't have multiple columns of programs. It's a small campus. And if you notice, the word marine is in there and engineering is in there. So that's the focus. Basically, there'll be a difference between what we call the deckies or the engineers. And then, of course, there's logistics and security, and these are additional majors that can come in. For example, the shipyard management would be a little bit different than the logistics and security. In the athletics, Division III, now I want you to think, you've got a campus of 1,000 students, and at any time, 1/4 of them are out at sea in some country doing all the learning that's taking place. So if you play sports, you're probably going to get on the team. The waterfront, very exciting. They've just had a very large upgrade. Every kind of vessel is there, from, as you can see, dinghy rowing all the way up to sailing ships. Of course, the year at sea will be on cargo ships, military sea lift command, all types of ships out there actually working in the real world. Clubs and activities, I'll let you read that on your own time. Next slide, please. So the sea year is one of the really crowning things about the Merchant Marine Academy when people look at this. Imagine the second year in college being prepped to say, here's the homework, here's how you're going to report onto a ship. Students fly there, they figure it out, they get on the ship, they get the introductions, they have the clearances, they do the jobs. The jobs are described in the homework gets done, and then they get assigned to another ship sometimes midway. Or maybe they get off the ship on an airport and fly somewhere, and they're in Cairo and they miss their ship, so they get alternate transportation to catch the ship on the Suez Canal somewhere. All these things take place in a year, and they do get to see incredible places in the world. Next slide, please. And then afterwards, as I mentioned, the options and opportunities. They're too big to mention because it covers all the services. And there's counseling during the 4 years about those options and opportunities. So everything is covered, and you can go on the website and just see some of the examples from that point. Next slide, please. So this is just showing some of the opportunities. I'd like to mention the ships that carry the cargo. These are the most efficient and ecological way to move a lot of cargo. When you look at just how big the propeller is, imagine that's being turned by an electric motor run by turbine or diesel engines of incredible size that charge batteries up, and all the control systems on that ship that control the different doors and mechanisms to make one system work. These are all individual certifications that come later, and that includes fire training and security and other things. The person on the right by the submarines, Merchant Marine Academy engineers have those who choose, of course, have a high chance of applying to the Navy nuclear program. That's another extremely competitive engineering choice. On the bottom, you see, bottom left, you see Military Sea Lift Command. This moves military supplies to and from different places. Then I mentioned all the pilots, and I want you to listen also to the Coast Guard that comes after me. They have pilots positions too. And then NOAA is another realm that some of them go into. So that's just another option, but I'm not going to get into all the options. Next slide, please. So the academics, it's an engineering school. It's a high-level engineering school. So of course, they're looking for top candidates who want to be engineers. And again, a lot of the same requirements that you've heard from the other academies. And for USMMA applications open up May 1st, I would suggest that you get on and at least put in a request for interest and more information on the website, and that will let the Academy get in touch with you and just answer any other questions that you could have. The information's there, next slide, and that's fine. And yes, we have regions, the whole West. You can see there's a few more harbors over on the East Coast in Texas, right? Next slide. And thank you very much. I'll introduce, let's see, we got Coast Guard. Richard Hoyle next. Thank you.